During college, Ricky Gervais met Jane Fowler, the woman who's been by his side ever since. For over 35 years, they've shared a life without a wedding ring. And now, after decades of silence, Ricky finally opened up. Why did he choose never to marry? His answer caught everyone off guard and left many fans both surprised and impressed. Ricky Gervais was born on June 25, 1961, in Reading, Berkshire. Raised in a working-class family, Ricky was the youngest of 4 children. His father, a French-Canadian laborer, and his English mother filled the home with love and laughter, even when money was tight. That mix of warmth and struggle would later shape his sharp, grounded worldview. As a teenager, Ricky decided he was an atheist. It started with one question to his mother: why does God let children die? Her reply, "Don't ask questions like that," wasn't good enough. From that day, he put his faith in logic, not religion. This mindset would become a key theme in his future work, challenging traditions and pushing boundaries. Before comedy, Ricky gave music a shot. In the early 80s, he formed a pop duo called Siona Dancing while studying philosophy at University College London. One of their songs, More to Lose, flopped in the UK, but oddly became a hit in the Philippines. Ricky later laughed about the experience, already sensing that music wasn't where his name would be made. When music didn't pan out, Ricky moved into radio. At XFM, he met Stephen Merchant, a sharp young intern. That meeting would change everything. Ricky saw potential in Merchant, and soon the two were working on a mockumentary-style sitcom, a strange little show called The Office. At first, no one wanted it. The tone was dry, the humor awkward. It didn't feel like a comedy. But when The Office aired on the BBC in 2001, it struck a chord. Viewers connected with David Brent, the painfully clueless boss played by Ricky himself. The show felt too real, too uncomfortable, and that's exactly what made it brilliant. The success was immediate, and it only grew when the US version launched, turning The Office into a global phenomenon. After that, Ricky kept creating shows that broke the mold. In Extras, he played a struggling actor surrounded by celebrities making fun of themselves. It was funny, but also deeply emotional, a trait that became Ricky's signature. He followed that with Derek, a story about a sweet man working in a care home. Critics were split, but many praised its heart and vulnerability. In 2019, Ricky released Afterlife, a show about grief, depression, and trying to find meaning after losing the love of your life. It wasn't just comedy, it was raw and human. The show became a worldwide hit on Netflix, praised for its honest portrayal of pain, humor, and healing. Fans saw a new side of Ricky, one that wasn't just provoking laughs but reaching people's hearts. But Ricky's raw honesty isn't just in his shows, it's in everything he does. Over the years, he's become known for being brutally honest, unapologetic, and deliberately provocative. He doesn't try to be politically correct. In fact, he actively resists it. One of Ricky's core beliefs is that offense isn't the same as harm. He repeats it often. Being offended is an emotion, not an injury. You don't have a right to never be offended. And for Ricky, comedy is supposed to challenge you, make you uncomfortable, and sometimes even make you question what you believe. Ricky Gervais believes in saying what you think, even if others don't like it. For him, protecting free speech matters more than protecting feelings. That's why he's always rejected political correctness, seeing it as a soft form of censorship that limits honest conversation. He believes political correctness tries to polish over reality, making it harder to talk about uncomfortable truths. For Gervais, comedy should provoke, not tiptoe. He encourages others, especially comedians, to speak honestly, even if it makes people squirm. To Ricky, hard topics are often the most important. Naturally, this attitude has led to plenty of backlash. Some admire his fearlessness, others think he goes too far. He doesn't attack people, he challenges ideas. He also targets Hollywood itself, mocking celebrity egos, empty activism, and privilege. That has made him a bit of a rebel within the very system he's part of. But he doesn't care about fitting in. He cares about being honest. Gervais doesn't expect the world to agree with him. In fact, he prefers when people think for themselves. He wants them to question, to laugh, and to look closer at the absurdities around them. That's the mission behind his comedy. And then came the night when Ricky Gervais stunned the entire world, live and unfiltered. On January 5th, 2020, Ricky took the stage at the Beverly Hilton to host the 77th Golden Globe Awards, his fifth and final time. Right from the start, you could tell this wouldn't be a typical Hollywood night. He wasn't there to charm or flatter. Within minutes, he delivered a monologue that shook the room. In less than 8 minutes, he dismantled Hollywood's self-image and delivered the most brutally honest speech the show had ever seen. He joked about Jeffrey Epstein and stared straight at the crowd. "I know he was your friend." The room gasped. He didn't flinch. "Shut up. I don't care." That moment alone said everything. A direct shot at Hollywood's silence on powerful predators. At the 2020 Golden Globes, Ricky Gervais didn't hold back. He praised the morning show, then immediately called out Apple for using sweatshops. He mocked celebrities who promote woke values while working with shady corporations. His message was sharp. Don't preach morality if your hands aren't clean. Then came the line that shook the room. You're in no position to lecture the public about anything. He even joked that Greta Thunberg had more education than most of them and warned them not to use their awards for political speeches. Some in the crowd laughed nervously. Others didn't laugh at all. But Gervais made it clear. He didn't care. He reminded them this was his last time hosting, and he was glad. The reaction was explosive. Media and fans were divided. Some said he went too far. Others called it a brave truth bomb in a room full of power. Millions watched the clips online. To many, it wasn't just comedy. It was a much-needed wake-up call. Gervais has always said he values integrity over performance. That night, he proved it. Controversy has followed him throughout his career. Whether on stage or on Twitter, Gervais speaks his mind and rarely apologizes. He sees free speech as essential, even when it's uncomfortable. He's faced backlash over jokes about gender and identity, with critics calling him insensitive. Gervais defends his right to joke about anything, insisting humor doesn't mean hate. He says laughter and empathy can exist together. Even as an animal rights supporter, he's clashed with activists who take issue with his jokes, but he believes deeply that comedy should have no off-limits list. To him, cancel culture confuses offense with actual harm, and silencing comedy is more dangerous than the joke itself. In Gervais' world, comedy is how we face hard truths, and he'd rather be honest than safe. Gervais believes that censoring comedy only makes people more fragile and less open to honest conversation. He's not alone. Comedians like Jerry Seinfeld, Dave Chappelle, and Bill Burr have defended him, praising his courage to say what others won't. They agree. Comedy should push boundaries and reveal truth through laughter. Public perception of Gervais often clashes with who he really is. While his controversial moments make headlines, friends describe him as kind, loyal, and deeply generous. He quietly donates to charities, supports animal welfare, and engages thoughtfully with fans, even critics. In interviews, his tone is more reflective than confrontational. His humor remains sharp, but it's clear he's not trying to offend, just to stay honest. For him, being genuine matters more than being liked. He believes in the freedom to disagree, laugh, and speak without fear. For over 40 years, Ricky Gervais has shared his life with Jane Fallon, a best-selling author and former TV producer. They met in college in the 80s and have been together ever since. They chose privacy over publicity, never married, and decided early on not to have children. Instead, they built a quiet life in Hampstead, London. Away from fame, full of mutual respect and laughter, Jane has built her own successful career, and Ricky often says she makes him laugh every day. They live simply, share a deep bond, and don't feel the need for traditional labels. As atheists, they see no need for marriage. Gervais often says, "We don't need a certificate for our love." Their commitment is based on freedom, trust, and daily choice, not rules. While some question their choices, many admire them for doing what feels true. Their relationship isn't about defying tradition. It's about living honestly on their own terms. Please subscribe to our channel for more videos, and don't forget to press the bell icon.